It is the first day of my second year of medical school and I'll be dissecting the brain today. It's not bad for the first day. Hi you guys and welcome back to my channel. It is Shay Michelle and I'm so happy that you guys are joining me today. Basically it's the first day of school and I'm actually really excited. I didn't expect to be this excited. I was honestly pretty nervous, and then in the last like 24 hours I've just been seeing a lot of my classmates and I don't know why, but I got excited. You may notice I'm in scrubs right now because why on day one do we have anatomy? I already have my calendar pull up. I got my laptop right here. So I'm gonna tell you guys what's on the agenda for today. But more of the story, to update you guys, I'm now a second year medical student. This is officially my first day of my second year, and we do a year and a half preclinical before we go into the hospital and start rotations. In my final days of just going to lecture and stuff like that before I start rotations and I'm in the hospital, and then that's when it really gets real. The first week of school is definitely the most fun because that's where we have all of our like social events, and then everyone's just excited to be around and we're all like rejuvenated because we had a summer. So I'm actually really excited to show you guys this week and to vlog it because I wasn't able to vlog my first week of my first year of medical school, but we cannot miss out a second time. I'm not gonna lie, it's 8:16 right now. However, my first required class isn't until 10:30, so I'm not late, but I do want to go to lecture. This semester's first module is brain behavior and movement. So in anatomy, we're basically dissecting the brain. We had our intro class at 8 a.m. Then at 8:30, we have our overview of cranial nerves. Then at 9 o'clock, we have gross anatomy, eye movements. So basically, before we have the actual anatomy where we dissect a cadaver, we start with an actual lecture where we kind of like go over technically what we should be knowing already in the lab. And then at 9:30 we have the lecture on development, adult structures, and ventricles. At 10:30, that's when we're actually in the anatomy lab to dissect, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's day one and we're just jumping in there. But to give you a gist of the rest of the week, for the most part I only have class until noon the rest of the week. Like normal, I'll be going to the hospital, but now it's the second year. Instead of going on Tuesdays, I now go on Thursdays to the hospital. Lots of lectures on different, you know, internal anatomy of the brain, motor pathways, basal ganglia, movement disorders, blood supply, everything brain you can think about for this week. I will see you guys in class. I found a picture of me. It looks so bad. Yes. It's been a successful first day. I just got back to my apartment. It's lunchtime. I'm about to go and eat me some Chipotle and have some lunch with my friend, and that's her knocking. So I will see you guys. It's been a while, but I'm finally back in my room. It's 7:30 right now, and so as you can see, obviously academics are done for the day. But to just recap everything that happened today, I went to lecture this morning, and then we had anatomy lab, and we actually held brain. So each table had one brain and a half a brain. All we did is we kind of like would look around the brains, hold them, and look for different like fissures, the pons, medulla, all of that jazz. And we had obviously our lab guide on the side. It's like the same anatomy lab setup we've always had, but this time they just gave us the body parts instead of us dissecting them. Now I'm about to head out with some friends for the night, but as you can see, it's the first day of school, so academics, what? Tomorrow though, I'm actually going to start making a legitimate plan that I want to follow. Tomorrow may be a morning day, but in the afternoon we have our big sib little sib event, and I'm excited for that, so I'm not going to speak anymore. A lot more exciting things happen every day besides Monday. I will see you guys tomorrow, and then we'll start figuring out study strategies. And believe me, don't think I've deviated that much. All of these books are still on my desk. We have not left them anywhere. They are right in my face, and tomorrow I will stop ignoring them. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, you guys. So we're back, and so you can already tell, I already have my Anki open because we're gonna dive in. So I'm gonna tell you in theory what I want to be my like strategy for this block, which is actually neuro. I found out yesterday. I plan on doing Anki for an hour every morning. in theory. I think it'll be a good like refresher. I do enjoy when I do Anki in the mornings just because it just refreshes my mind of like whatever we're doing in class. And then after that, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a plan of how to get through all of the Boards and Beyond videos. So I already had pulled them up, and with the neuro, there are 6 or 7 sections. It goes intro to neuro, nervous system structures, neurovascular disorders, automatic nervous system, the eye, anesthesia, and other neuro topics. And so I'm gonna try to make a plan of how I can get through this effectively with actually learning what's happening. Later today, we have our big sib, little sib reveal that I think is gonna be super cute. So on that note, I'm just gonna get started with my Anki and then we'll just continue. Yasi is making another feature, but we're walking back from our big sip, little sip event. As you can see, it was amazing. It was really nice. The vibes were there. It was much better. No shade, but the event we had when we were first years was a lot better. And there was food. Big
pizza, ice cream.
There was ice cream?
There was ice cream.
We're actually about to go watch Bachelorettes and see where the day takes us. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So we are in the car. We are about to go watch the Bachelorette. But give with the girl. I know. But you guys, so what did you think of today, meeting your little sibs?
It was really fun.
It was so fun.
It was really fun for me because it's kind of cool to see how far our classes come. Like we're all like so close.
Right.
And then we were like doing that in front of the MS ones and they're like,
oh my gosh, they're actually friends because we actually are friends.
But it was cool because I was also like, damn, we were them last year.
We're in the vlog. It's yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're vlogging.
Yay.
You'll be in the vlog. Good morning and happy Wednesday, you guys. So today I feel like is honestly one of my first real days of school because today we actually have microanatomy lab. It's 8:15. Let me give you guys the proof. It is 8:15 and basically at 9 o'clock I have micro lab in my small group. So that's when we're in the rooms of like 30-ish people. And then after that we have an internal anatomy small group session. We've never done that, so I'll keep you guys updated because I honestly don't know what to expect. I don't know what it is. At noon we have a year 2 class meeting. I'm excited because I'm actually going to class and now I can be in my like small group and see all of my like friends in that aspect. And yeah, so on that note, I will see you guys in class so we can do micro, and then I'm very curious how this internal anatomy is gonna go. Just gonna get my blog. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm sitting here watching Love Island. However, my friends have made me feel like I actually need to do things because they're studying, and we're now creating a study plan that we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to it. It is 2:40 and I've finally been able to get back to my room. As you guys can see, basically the day consisted of micro lab, which sadly I wasn't able to take a video of the classroom, but if you check out my other vlogs you can see it. And then after that we had almost this 2-hour time gap where we could have went to this internal anatomy lab, but it wasn't required. So me and my friend sat on the outside and studied for about 10 minutes, and then I watched Love Island. Then after that we had a class meeting, which was really cool. We talked about the curriculum. I always said happy birthday to everybody whose birthday this week, and it's like 5 people. And then we got these like cool water bottles, and honestly this is the first free thing they've given me in my 1+ years of being at this school. So what I'm gonna do today, or at least my plan as of now, is I am going to go over anatomy, and then I am going to attempt to start Boards and Beyond. But that's how I'm gonna approach this whole block, you guys. I'm gonna try to approach it as if I'm studying for STEP, and so I'm gonna be watching Boards and Beyond and following on my first aid book with pathology when I need it. Realistically, hopefully I can just get through Monday's material today, and then on the weekend I'll really play catch up. But we'll see how that goes, because all my friends, they were studying and they actually knew what was happening, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have no idea what's going on. Like, what are you guys talking about? Time for the gym, and I'll be back when it's time to study. It is a whopping 8:25 p.m. and I'm done with my schoolwork. All I did today was I just went over all of the anatomy aspects. So external anatomy, internal anatomy, which is the first time we've ever done that. We did it today, and basically I actually really enjoyed it. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, but we I guess, talked about the things you can't necessarily see, but simultaneously we also actually did very applicable things. So I have my iPad, so we're just gonna like kind of look at this, or actually I'll just let you know about it. But moral of the story, for example, in this internal anatomy section, we went over images and we went over like what to do when. Basically, if you want to see a quick image, you know, and see what's going on in the brain very fast, you get a CT scan immediately. However, CT scans have their drawbacks. So here's an example. Basically, I'm showing you guys a piece of my notes, but we basically went over a lot of different scans, and so this was just one of those like self checkpoints to see if you're understanding the material. So I will tell you guys my logic on why I chose everything. I will also be honest and say I don't for sure know if these answers are correct. A CT scan, like I said right here, it doesn't have those like fine print details. Rather than a T2 scan does give you those details, and then the cerebral spinal fluid is like bright. The CT one is gonna be the blurry one. And then looking at these two with like the fine print details, I know the one with this bright, you know, these bright areas indicating cerebral spinal fluid means it's a T2 and not a flare, because just like we said, the flare nulls out the fluid. That's basically what we did in internal anatomy, and I would say this is probably the coolest thing we've done because this is the most applicable thing we've done in a long time, and it reminded me of Grey's Anatomy. Side note. More importantly, I finally went over my external lab guide and I actually know what's happening, and what I focused on in there was just memorizing. And so when I say memorizing, I don't mean just, you know, repeating a word 3 times. No, I mean like different ways to memorize stuff. I think that's going to be a big point for me this semester, because we just get so much information thrown at us that even though it may not all be rocket science, it's still just so much and very easy to get kind of like confused and complicated and mismatched. I'm done with school for the day. However, tomorrow we have our big sip, little sip, like social hour at this brewery. But on that note, the day's over. I don't know why I'm so tired and I'm like losing my voice. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go to sleep. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Thursday, you guys. So sorry you can't see me. I am on my way to my clinical course, breakfast in hand, dress clothes on. We're going to get into more details, but wanted to do this before I actually got there. But I will see you guys in there and tell you guys what we're doing.
And that it was only 3 days in duration. I took out some things from this physical exam.
All right, so I will not tell a lie, everybody. 1, I don't know why my camera is so high up. And 2, today has been a very long day and it's only noon. All right, but basically, let me tell you about today. You see I got my little white coat on and everything, but I just got back from everything clinic day, I guess. So now, like I told you guys, now that I'm a second-year medical student, we have clinic every Thursday instead of every Tuesday. And then when we have clinic, we go into the hospital and everything. But this semester, we're gonna be learning the like neuro exam, the musculoskeletal system exam, a few different physical exams. But to tell you guys what I did today, to be specific, today was just like an intro day. So we had 2 standardized patients come in and we just did our normal full patient intake. So we did a history of present illnesses, past medical history, familial history, social history, just that whole full patient interview, getting all that initial information. And then we did a physical exam that corresponded to their illness. So our first patient had a cough, so we did a pulmonary physical exam, or like one of my partners did a pulmonary physical exam. And then the second patient, I actually did the full interview, and then another person in my group did the physical exam, which was a GI slash like gastrointestinal abdominal physical exam, because the patient came in with nausea and nausea, vomiting, and basically stomach cramps, stomach pain. Spent the first 2 hours doing these patient interviews, the second 2 hours going over like the curriculum for the semester, in addition to just doing a sample differential diagnosis, I don't know. Now that we're second years, we're not just going to only take patient information. Now we're going to start making differentials of all the possible illnesses they could have, just because now we actually have the knowledge base to do this, which is pretty mind-blowing to think. In a year ago, like quite literally a year from today, it was my first day of medical school and I had no idea what was happening. And now I'm making differentials to say all the possibilities. So I'm pretty mind blown right now. It's crazy to think about. I am about to just chill. I'm definitely gonna get some work done before we have our big sip, little sip event. But I'm so tired, so I'm gonna take a nap and I'll be back to you guys refreshed. At a whopping 3:30, I'm finally doing what we've all been waiting for, which is to study. So we have our blue light glasses are now on. First aid book on deck. Boards and Beyond videos already pulled up. Our designated pen and highlighter for the day. I'm going to get started. The introduction to neurology section of Boards and Beyond is about 50 minutes worth of content, so hopefully I can do that in the next hour. We're just going to take it step by step. Let's just get into it. The way I'm going to be handling the new material for this semester is I want to just go and put my notes directly into my first aid book, and then hopefully from there I'll be able to just make sure I have everything in a central location for my step 1 studying, and then just make everything easier for me in theory. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it works out great. Let's get started.
Hello everyone and welcome to our module on cells of the nervous system. There are 5 cells.
Side note, before I update you guys on my studying, why when I was doing my like standard patient interaction, when I was doing my introduction, I said I was a first year medical student because I'm not used to it. This is the very first time I've ever actively had to say like, hi, my name is Shay Michelle and I'm a second year medical student. It is, I kid you not, specifically an hour later. It's 4:39. I did all of the introduction to neurology videos, but I will tell you guys kind of like one thing. Today was like a big day just on that foundational, you know, the neurotransmitters, the different like chemicals. I guess that's what neurotransmitter is, but the different pieces of the brain and stuff like that. So it's 4:40, and remember I need to head out by 7:30, which means I'll probably get dressed around 6, which means I have like another hour. So in theory, I'm going to try to do another half of these nervous system structures. That's the next section, and then see how far I get with that. This one has a lot more videos, so I will not finish. So I'm gonna do a few more videos of those, and then I'll update you guys before we go. But also a cool thing for tomorrow is that I'm going to go to Trojan Trainer. Then Trojan Trainer is a program I'm in conjunction with the street medicine team, and basically I'm assigned someone currently experiencing homelessness, and I just try to help in every way possible that I can, whether that is, you know, emotional support necessarily, or just like being there, you know, someone to talk to, or, you know, like advice and assistance. For example, the person we were working with lost their wallet. They didn't have access to their bank account because they lost all of their credit cards, debit cards. They also lost their ID and everything like that. So we had to assist with trying to get back to get an ID, a social security card, and all of those kind of foundational things you need in order to have access to your accounts and everything like that. I think an hour and a half of studying is the bare minimum, so hopefully I can get that done and then see where the day takes us. Good morning and happy Friday. Today is turning into a spontaneous yet scheduled busy day, but I'm pretty excited. I'm actually on my way to Trojan Trainer. I told you guys a little bit about that yesterday, and then after that I'm going to the Fig Sale. They're having a pop-up in like Hollywood or East Hollywood, I don't know, nowhere near my apartment, but they're having a pop-up that me and my friends are going to, and maybe getting matching scrubs and being the extra human beings we've always like striven to be. And after we get the figs, we're gonna do some studying, and then I have like a housewarming to go to for another group of people in my class. But long story short, last night was very fun. The M2, M1, Big Sip, Little Sip, like brewery night mixer. There was a ton of people there. Like, it was to the point it was overwhelming. The first 10 minutes I was like, oh my gosh, this is nice. And then after that I was like, it's a lot happening. And then you'd lose your friends, and then I wouldn't see my friends for literally an hour, and I'd be like, where did everybody go? Because then also you're texting like, where's everybody at? And then simultaneously no one's looking at their phone. So, but overall it was fun, don't get me wrong, it was really fun. I'm glad a lot of people showed up, and it seems like a lot of people had a ton of fun. But me and my friend are meeting, so I need to go and meet her so we can drive over to meet our Trojan Trainer / just trainer. After that, time to go buy some scrubs. One of these days I'm speaking it into existence. Fix is going to sponsor me one of these days. It's not today, and it's not tomorrow, but one of these days I will see you guys either at Trojan Trainer, depending on how much footage I can get, or I'll just see you guys at the Fix Sale. To give you guys a quick recap on Trojan Trainer, it was so good, and our trainer was in such a good mood. But basically, thank the Lord they were able to get a fan in this month. We weren't able to visit them because it was summer break, so the room is not as hot as it used to be, but we're thinking about possibly getting them a water filter so they can drink sink water, or even getting them a cart so it's a lot easier when they have to go and do their laundry or buy groceries and things like that. So that's kind of what the action items are now, possibly. We're still deciding because one thing about our trainer is they are very honest with us and they'll be like, I'm not gonna use that. So we don't wanna buy anything they're not gonna use. I have my backpack because I am on my way to the fix sale, and then me and my friends are gonna do some studying. So let's go. And I already know I look tired because I just woke up from a nap. However, after hours at Figs, the little pop-up shop they had, and buying way too many scrubs than my bank account can handle, and then coming back, taking a nap, and on my way to the housewarming, that's about the conclusion of the day. After the housewarming, I'm going to attempt to do work because I haven't done an ounce of work. But I hope this vlog shows you that in your first day of school, do not feel pressured to do work. It is okay to start your second week. In theory, sometimes. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. I got pupusas and plantains. And then, if you know me, you know I love these chips, these pita chips with all of my life.